Hey, Shalom. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to you. How about Shema Shai, Bashem Rakakadash? You know what? Let me take the charger out. Yeah, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to you. How about Shema Shai, Bashem Rakakadash? And double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone, Tony's truth, and peace, blessing, and salutations to the whole for elect. And yeah, a Black Swan event in which that will happen. It will happen. As it says, this is a Black Swan event. It's a metaphor describing an event that comes as a surprise. You know what? A thief in the night. Yeah, First Thessalonians 5:2. It says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Let's have a look at that word, thief. Thief, thief, thief. As it says, one who keeps property from another. It says, but stealeth, a robber. And even then, if you think of a robber, it's someone who comes when you least expect it. So, yeah, man. It's gonna come as that's so lucky, man. But yeah, you know a thief. He likes to come when you least expect it. Thief in the night. Okay. What was the scripture I wanted to get? Oh, yeah. Zephaniah 1:13. It says, therefore, their goods shall become a beauty. Basically meaning a spoil. And their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. And he goes on to say, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So yes, the very evil that the Lord is bringing. Your strength won't matter. Literally, your strength won't matter in that day. It's whether the Lord wants to help you or not. It said that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. Again, a Black Swan event. a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Essentially going into World War Three. Got them. You see, got them. What's it called, man? The mushroom clouds, man. They're going to cover the skies, shall I say? And only that you got the fire as well. That's gonna come from them. This is a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And yes, you best believe. But I'm sure America's already tested that weird alarm sound. Especially when there's nukes coming. I'm sure they got a sound for that they're going to play. But yeah, just carry on. This is a day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, and I will bring distress upon men. You know what? It's a circumstance that causes anxiety or hardship. It says affliction. So essentially, that's what the Lord's gonna bring. It's gonna bring affliction, man, or something that causes anxiety or hardship. So this has all been distress upon men, that they should walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Shai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Meaning your body's gonna be on the street, and no one's gonna care. Obviously, right now, people can bury the dead bodies. They'll be putting rest in peace. Obviously, during this time, that's not gonna happen, man. Literally, they said the flesh will be as dung, man, just left there. It says neither the silver nor the gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. Yeah, being those intercontinental ballistic missiles. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Yes, let's go to verse 5. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 5:1, it says, set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart. Yeah, you really should trust in the Lord, man. Like King David says, man. Trust my bow. You see, look at that, man. Psalms 44:6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. So yeah, even if you have a weapon, it doesn't matter. If the Lord decides he wants your life to be taken, that's what's going to happen. Carrying on. But yeah, like I said, follow not thine own mind and thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart. Meaning, trying to do your own will. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out for you. Trying to do your own will. Just leave it up to the Lord, man. And just saying that I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me. Yeah, boasting that the Lord hasn't executed judgment yet. For the Lord is long suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. And yeah, man, the Lord will wait. to execute the judgment. And it says in concerning propitiation, being not without fear to add sin unto sin. And saying not, his mercy is great, he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. Because like it says, for mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation, being his righteous anger, resteth upon sinners. And then again it says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And again, security going into like somewhere where you think is safe. And even then, like he makes mention, this is what the day of the Lord's gonna be like. Amos 5:18. And it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. So yeah, there's gonna be trouble after trouble, man. Jacob's trouble. It says, say not the day of the Lord. So okay, let me read that again. It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and no light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? But even then, it's going to be good for the hopeful elect. The ones that believe in Yahweh Shemashai, the ones that have been chosen by Yahweh Shemashai. It's going to be light for them. But also for the rest of the people, yeah, man, it's not going to be good. You know, I might as well continue. Yeah, it says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smile in your solemn assemblies. Yeah, you got people doing up all these wicked events, man. All these wicked holidays. For example, Halloween just went by. We were not supposed to be partaking in that. And then Christmas is gonna come. We're not supposed to be partaking in that either. But even then, if you wanna worship Nimrod, well, that's what you basically do. You're worshiping Nimrod on the 25th of December. We ain't partaking in that. and if my wife think they're gonna partake in that, you're not. We ain't doing up Christmas. Hell no, man. It's the Lord come and destroy us all. And it says, though ye offer me a burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. It says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. But let judgment. Yeah, that's crazy. You see what I mean? The Lord ain't with all that, man. Following all these weird holidays, man. The Lord ain't with it. And it says, but let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. And essentially, that's what's gonna happen, man. Ah, yes, yeah. And even then, because the prophets are out here doing the work, I want to say the prophets, I mean the men of great millstone, and the brothers that follow the likewise doctrine. As it says, knowledge shall be increased. But let me read the whole thing. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. And essentially saying, close the Bible and basically don't read out of it. It says, even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro. Yeah, meaning they're going to be searching for that knowledge and they ain't going to get it. Because this is the time to learn the knowledge is right now. That's what I be saying. You might as well, get a Bible, man, with the apocrypha in it. Even then, I've got a Bible with the apocrypha in it. So that time when it comes when they shut down the internet, even they shut down the internet, and then go ahead and cause these phones to mess up. Literally, the only thing we're gonna have is the Bible. And that's why you should be with someone who knows the Bible, because they can go into it and show you what you need to do, man. About that scripture, yeah, they don't understand is what they'll read this. Read this. Isaiah. So Isaiah is it Ezekiel? It might be Ezekiel. Yeah, it's Ezekiel. So that shows him the sons of the Lord read the other people's books. I'm gonna say the other people's books, I mean the prophets' books. But like it says, Acts 8 and 28 says he was returning and sitting in his chariot read Isaiah the prophet. And when it says chariot here, it's not talking about those spaceships that he'd be seeing. It's talking about his vehicle. It says, then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah. Wait, Isaiah, wait there, Isaiah. You know what? Isaiah, no, that might be Isaiah. Right, is that what I said before? Or did I say Ezekiel? No, it might be Isaiah. How you even spell it? ESA. Yeah, there we go, Isaiah. So he was reading the book by Isaiah, the son of Amos. But yeah, it says, and then the Spirit said unto Philip, go in there and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And essentially he's saying, do you understand what you're reading? And this was his answer. And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come that he would come up and sit with him. Why? Because Philip was a prophet. And obviously he knew the scriptures, man. Essentially. So yeah, at the end of the day, you can't just go to anyone for the understanding of these scriptures, man. That's what the Lord set with these prophets. Majority of them being in America. You know, and I'll close on this wait, not John. Yeah, 1 Samuel 9 and 9. And it says, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, Come and let us go to the seer. Or someone who has the vision, man. The visions, the prophecy. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. So yeah, man. You're gonna have to go to the prophets for the understanding of this book. But yeah, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yehovah, Shema Shai, Shema Kakadash, and Shalom.